Tonight on Ctv3 News, Belize keeps a close eye on the monkeypox virus. Securing vaccines and testing kits is priority. COVID numbers slowly on the rise. A further increase is expected as the new school year opens. Void work for the Bladen 12 resumes in the old capital. And we'll tell you why breast is best. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, August 28, 2024.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning-fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a Lone Ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't leave this plan. I can't leave this plan.
The BTIA Orange Rock chapter does it once again with the 7th annual Tourism Expo. Come out on Saturday, August 24th, 2024 as of 10 a.m. at the Orange Rock Central Park and get great deals with BMDC, Hello Bali Belize, Enchantment and much more. Or visit informational booths including BTIA, RFNG, BTB and Digi. There will be lots of foods and drinks to choose from. Throughout the day, embrace our melting pots of culture with presentations from the Palmar Dance and Cultural Group with their Baile de la Cabeza and a special demonstration by the Kinich Aha, Pokta Pok team and a Baile de Machete. Enjoy the dynamic musical entertainment by the Super Furia Band along with other local artists such as Tiny Melodies and Daddy Flow. Ignite your pre-September celebration engine and come out to BTA's Orange Rock Tourism Expo from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, August 24th. See you there. This event is brought to you in partner by Orange Rock Town Council, Central Communications Company Limited, Diamond Sponsors, Belize Tourism Board, Belize Marketing and Development Corporation. Co-sponsors, DigiOne, Beltrade, Atlantic Bank Limited, Quasar Security Limited, DFC. Silver sponsors, Atlantic Insurance Company, RFNG, Madisco, Zeta Purified Water and Ice, Victoria House Resort and Spa, GSCOM, Program for Belize, Cocina Sabor, Oceana, Panificadora La Popular, and Quartz.
Vacancy. A vacancy exists at Centaur Communications Corporation Limited for a video editor videographer in the media department. As a video editor videographer, you will be responsible for capturing and editing video content for various platforms, including social media, websites, and promotional campaigns. Key responsibilities: capture high-quality video footage for various projects, including interviews for news and morning show, events, and promotional materials. Edit and assemble footage into polished final products, incorporating graphics, sound, and effects as needed. Assist in the broadcasting of the morning show and evening news. Collaborate with the creative team to brainstorm and develop concepts for video projects. Manage multiple projects simultaneously, ensuring deadlines are met and quality is maintained. Qualifications: you must possess experience as a videographer and video editor, proficiency in video editing software, Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Audition, and Photoshop, experience with camera equipment and lighting setups, eye for detail, ability to work independently and collaboratively in a fast-paced environment, ability to work flexible hours, excellent communication and organizational skills, willing to learn vMix, TriCaster, Data Video, and vMix UTC if no experience. Interested applicants may submit a letter of application along with their resume, 2 letters of reference and a police record no later than Friday, August 30, 2024 to Human Resources Manager, Central Communications Corporation Limited, 61 Queen Victoria Avenue, Orange Walk Town.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. The World Health Organization on Wednesday declared Mpox a global health emergency in response to the growing number of cases both in Africa and other continents. Mpox belongs to the same family of viruses as smallpox, but causes milder symptoms like fever, chills, and body aches. People with more serious cases can develop characteristic lesions on the face, hands, chest, and genitals. Formerly known as monkeypox, the virus that was first identified by scientists in 1958 when there were outbreaks of a pox-like disease in monkeys. The name was changed to Mpox because it is inaccurate, with scientists suggesting that the virus may have actually originated from rodents. This week, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus described the emergence and spread of a new variant of Mpox as very worrying. So what does this mean for Belize? Today, our news team had a one-on-one with Dr. Victor Smith at the Infection Control Department of the Corozal Community Hospital, who explained in detail what Belizeans should know about the monkeypox virus. Elmer Cornejo has put together the following story in order to bring awareness to households, especially those who travel to neighboring Mexico, where a number of cases has been reported.
The World Health Organization on Wednesday declared monkeypox a global emergency. Monkeypox is a rare disease caused by a very tiny germ called the monkeypox virus. It belongs to a group of closely related viruses called orthopox virus. Monkeypox is a zoonotic disease. This means it can spread from animals to humans. The virus is transmitted through close skin-to-skin contact, especially via sexual activity with a person who has monkeypox symptoms. If you have sex relations with someone who has monkeypox, it's important to know that using a condom alone won't protect you from catching the disease. This is because the virus can also spread through contact with a rash that usually appears on the infected person's non-genital parts. The virus can also be transmitted via body fluids, including droplets and surfaces or objects infected persons has, such as clothing and bedding. A pregnant woman who has monkeypox can also pass the virus to her unborn child, says Dr. Victor Smith, Infection Control Officer at the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Well, we have to stay vigilant. We have to see the news, to hear from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And also we have to take precautions traveling to neighboring countries like in Mexico because they are having cases, right? So we have to have our hand sanitizer. We have to, if we are seeing a person that having blisters and everything, well, we have to stay away from that person. And if we are presenting fever, we are presenting some kind of rash, well, we have to attend as soon as possible to the nearest clinic or hospital for a medical evaluation. We have two clades of monkeypox, clade type 1 and clade type 2. The clade type 1 is the one that has a higher mortality rate. Usually the mortality rate ranges from 1 to 10%, but it depends on many factors, also from the patient. If it's a patient, a younger patient, an older patient, an immunocompromised patient also. There's a chance that the patients could get complicated, but it doesn't mean that if you get monkeypox you will die, right? It usually the symptoms are much milder than the smallpox, and smallpox was much more deadly before its eradication in 1980.
And meds, medication?
Well, medication, there's no specific treatment for monkeypox. There are vaccines that are being used. It has been shown that the vaccines that were used for smallpox are effective for monkeypox. Also, right now, the World Health Organizations are developing newer vaccines for the monkeypox virus, and the treatment per se is supportive treatment for the monkeypox. Even though there are a couple of antiviral medications that are being tested out by the World Health Organization to see if they have some effect for the monkeypox.
Monkeypox is nothing new to Mexico, as they have been reporting cases since 2022. But it's imperative to note that for this year, Mexico has already reported 212 probable cases of monkeypox since January 1, 2024, and have so far confirmed 49 cases. With Belizeans flocking into Mexico on a daily basis, we asked Dr. Smith how concerned should we be about the possible importation of the virus.
As you know, traveling around the globe is relatively easy and fast. With globalization and everything, you can be into one place and to another in a matter of hours. So there has been cases in Chetumal and in Mexico. There has been 49 cases since January 1st to August 5th, and most of the cases have been linked in Quintana Roo. As we all know, Quintana Roo is a tourist hotspot, and that is why there are a lot of people that come from different places, and that is why they have a lot of cases. So we are at the risk of having a case here in Belize.
Undeniably, monkeypox poses a real threat to Belize. In Corozal, the Corozal Community Hospital has activated its response plan and is positioned to respond to any probable case.
Monkeypox has an incubation period of 4 to 21 days. What do I mean by incubation period? Is that once you are infected with the virus, it means that you will not present no symptom until that time. Some people could even present symptoms since the first or second day of infection, but usually it is from 4 to 21 days. So after that, the person will start with fever, with general malaise, with muscle pain, and also could have sore throat and with flu-like symptoms. After having these symptoms, the patient could develop which are blisters-like lesions on the skin. One thing to distinguish is that these lesions are usually bigger than the chickenpox, and these lesions appear on the hands and on the soles of the foot, right? With chickenpox, it doesn't appear on the hands nor on the soles. And usually in monkeypox, these blisters are more concentrated on the face region and in the upper thorax. So this virus is similar to smallpox. As we all know, smallpox has been eradicated since 1980, but chickenpox is still prevalent in our region, right? What we are currently doing with the administration and the Ministry of Health and Wellness is that we are preparing a meeting shortly with the Corozal Free Zone stakeholders, also with the border management and customs, and we're going to give them information regarding to monkeypox and how they can approach, how they can identify if there are any travelers having any symptoms, and also for them how to respond and how to contact the ministry and of course Corozal Community Hospital, so we can see how we can get those patients, isolate them, and have them for them to be tested, right?
And is the CCH prepared for, in the case that there should appear to be a case in Corozal or in Belize for that matter?
Yes, we have already our isolation unit. Our staff, including doctors, nurses, and support staff, is already aware of the situation. They already are receiving training for it, and we already have the necessary equipment in regard to PPEs, which is personal protective equipment, and we already have our guidelines and protocols that we should follow in case we have a patient like that, right?
If you think you might have symptoms of monkeypox or want to find out more about it, visit your nearest Ministry of Health center today. Elmer Cornejo, Ctv3 News.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness is keeping a close eye on the current Mpox virus, which has been declared a global emergency as cases in Africa continue on the rise. Though Belize has not reported a case of the virus, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is on high alert and working with its regional partners to secure vaccines and testing kits.
For Mpox, well, definitely it is a concern. I mean, August 14th, WHO did declare it a public health emergency of international concern, mainly because of the increase of cases within Africa. If you do understand, Mpox has different clades, sort of different variants. We have clade 1 and 2. When we had the first outbreak in 2022, which basically affected globally, we did see that scenario was based on clade 2. Now that we're seeing this increase of cases within Africa, that's a different clade, that's clade 1b. It has been sparking some interest there because of the outbreak of cases, especially among adults and children. And the concern there is that it is no longer a sexual mode of transmission, but now it has been moved now towards a more direct contact between individuals. Of course, the concern of why it became a public health emergency was because of the different limitations that you might see in Africa. Of course, you look at the impact it may have on the general population, you look at what the health system in existence is there. So definitely with movement, with people, then definitely you can have that potential spread to other parts of the world.
With all the fuss surrounding Mpox at this time, it seems that COVID-19 has taken a back seat as something of the past. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, however, says that COVID-19 is here to stay and cases in Belize are slowly on the rise again. With children expected to be back in the classroom by the end of August, Medical Director for the Epidemiology Unit in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Russell Manzanero, says the cases are expected to rise even further. Residents are thus reminded that vaccines are still being offered at health centers across the country.
We have COVID. Definitely COVID is here. COVID won't go away. COVID is here to stay. As with all the other respiratory and influenza viruses, it is here. So definitely the measures that we need to do has to be the same. Cough etiquette, hand hygiene, that has to continue. As for the severity of cases with COVID, we're not seeing that severe cases. We're not seeing hospitalized patients, but yes, we have ongoing transmission of COVID. We have seen an increase of cases in the past weeks. So definitely there's still a measure that we need to be doing.
All right, anything else? What do you think contributes to the increase that we see at certain periods during the year, and what can we do to minimize that?
Influenza viruses or respiratory viruses tend to have their peaks, yes. We usually see it at the beginning or the ending of the year. It contributes somehow with how the conditions are with climate. It's also a factor of how we do with movement of people, the interaction we have between our networks. So definitely, if you see, right now it's kind of on the lower end, but the moment we start going back to schools and everybody start going in, you're going to see that rise in cases again. Definitely, that's why we recommend that you get the vaccines for influenza pretty much in the last part of the year, early part of the year, for the same reasons.
Here in Orange Walk Town, residents can access both the COVID and influenza vaccines at the Northern Regional Hospital. As we have reported previously, 2023-2024 sugarcane crop season came to an official close on Sunday, July 21st, after a total of 207 days of milling. Now, while the crop season operated well into the month of July, which is later than normal, the season saw a drop in the amount of sugar it produced as compared to last year. Based on official numbers from the millers, the crop season saw a rebound in the delivery of cane, with over 1 million tons delivered to the mill. The subpar quality of the product delivered this year made for a less than desirable production year, however, with a significant drop in cane production of 32%. Although there was an increase in the amount of cane delivered to the mill, Agriculture Minister Hosemai says there was still a significant amount of sugar cane left in the fields at the close of the crop season. This loss, according to Minister Mai, falls squarely on the shoulders of cane farmers as stipulated in the decades-old Sugar Act which governs the industry.
If I'm a cane farmer and you ask me if I want BSI to pay me for my cane that left out, I want to tell you yes. Does the law allow it? No, there's nothing in the law that says that. Other countries in Mexico, I think Article 87 of the Mexican sugarcane industry law states that if there's a sugarcane contracted out there to be milled by the miller, and for whatever reason that mill, the mill has to pay for it. That is not the case in Belize. We ended up with a crop less than last year, I think it is. We have close to 100,000 tons of cane left out there. That's it for that cane, right? If the farmer is lucky, he may be able to deliver it in December next year. But usually you lose on that cane. For years that has happened, and the farmer does not get compensated for that. So I don't think that will happen. But it just shows you that the laws in other countries do protect the farmer. We have a 50-year-old law, and trying to come up with a new law has become somewhat problematic because everything they say, oh, you are infringing on the rights of the company, you know, and so it's not an easy place to be honest. But we're hoping that this commission of inquiry going on will provide a basis, a sound basis for a modern, updated, fair law fair to the producer, fair to the miller. But we can do better in the sugar industry.
As we had reported a few days ago, the ongoing commission of inquiry into the sugar industry is expected to begin public consultations in the coming weeks. The voir for the case involving the Bladen 12 regarding the landing of a drug plane on the Southern Highway in November 2021 resumed today in Belize City before Senior Magistrate Baja Showman. The case, which has been extended for several months, saw the appearance of one Crown witness. Attorney for the prosecution, Alifa Elrington, today gave a brief synopsis of what is expected in the case moving forward.
Once the prosecution would have closed its case, what then happens is the defense has to open their case and they have to do what it is that they have to do. So once the defense completes their case, then the magistrate will make a determination after we have made submissions. And I think today we agreed that submissions would be made. Well, Mr. Banner would have preferred submissions to be oral, so we're just waiting on the court to determine whether or not it's going to be written submissions or oral submissions at the close of the defense case.
Is the defense calling any witnesses?
My understanding outside of the accused person, my understanding was no. But of course that can change between now and when it is that they open their case.
The case is expected to resume in court in the third week of September, when it is expected to come to a close. Coming up next, a reminder about the importance of breastfeeding as the nation celebrates Breastfeeding Month. Stay tuned.
Vacancy. A vacancy exists at Centaur Communications Corporation Limited for a video editor videographer in the media department. As a video editor videographer, you will be responsible for capturing and editing video content for various platforms, including social media, websites, and promotional campaigns. Key responsibilities: capture high-quality video footage for various projects, including interviews for news and morning show, events, and promotional materials. Edit and assemble footage into polished final products, incorporating graphics, sound, and effects as needed. Assist in the broadcasting of the morning show and evening news. Collaborate with the creative team to brainstorm and develop concepts for video projects. Manage multiple projects simultaneously, ensuring deadlines are met and quality is maintained. Qualifications: You must possess experience as a videographer and video editor, proficiency in video editing software, Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Audition, and Photoshop, experience with camera equipment and lighting setups, eye for detail, ability to work independently and collaboratively in a fast-paced environment, ability to work flexible hours, excellent communication and organizational skills, willing to learn vMix, TriCaster, Data Video, and vMix UTC if no experience. Interested applicants may submit a letter of application along with their resume, 2 letters of reference, and a police record no later than Friday, August 30, 2024 to Human Resources Manager, Central Communications Corporation Limited, 61 Queen Victoria Avenue, Orange Walk Town.
The BTIA Orange Walk chapter does it once again with the 7th Annual Tourism Expo. Come out on Saturday, August 24th, 2024 as of 10 a.m. at the Orange Walk Central Park and get great deals with BMDC, Hello by Belize, Enchantment, and much more. Or visit informational booths including BTIA, RFNG, BTB, and Digi. There will be lots of foods and drinks to choose from. Throughout the day, embrace our melting pots of culture with presentations from the Palmar Dance and Cultural Group with their Baile de la Cabeza, and a special demonstration by the Kinichaha, Pokta Poktin, and the Baile del Machete. Enjoy the dynamic musical entertainment by the Super Furia Band, along with others local artists such as Tiny Melodies and Daddy Flow. Ignite your pre-September celebration engine and come out to BTA's Orange Walk Tourism Expo from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, August 24th. See you there. This event is brought to you in partner by Orange Walk Town Council, Central Communications Company Limited, Diamond Sponsors, Belize Tourism Board, Belize Marketing and Development Corporation. Gold sponsors, DigiOne, Beltrade, Atlantic Bank Limited, Quasar Security Limited, DFC. Silver sponsors, Atlantic Insurance Company, RFNG, Madisco, Zeta Purified Water and Ice, Victoria House Resort and Spa, GSCOM, Program for Belize, Cocina Sabor, Oceana, Panificadora La Popular, and Quartz.
Win big with Centaur. As a valued customer, we're showing our appreciation for your continued loyalty with an incredible promotion. Update your account and receive 1 ticket to win $1,000 cash towards your child's education expenses. Get an extra ticket for every month you pay in advance. 1 lucky winner for each of our 3 branches will receive $1,000 cash. Drawing date September 6 on the Despierta Belize Morning Show. Don't miss this opportunity to secure your child's education. Update your account now. Start earning those entry tickets and win big with Centaur.
We're calling it a multi-purpose park because it will have a variety of services and amenities. So right to my left here will be a state-of-the-art parking lot. Immediately in front of that, in 2 acres, we will have a hotel and convention center. Then on this side here, it's going to be recreational areas. On the northeast side, we're going to have an amphitheater for musicians so that persons visiting could have high-quality entertainment with our well-known artists in Dangriga.
With this project, it gives the community an opportunity to work, to invest, to grow. More revenues for the town council. That means more streets, more drains, more parks, more playgrounds. The economy grows.
All of us have collaborated on making this a reality, and certainly this will have a huge impact in terms of employment, in terms of quality of life.
This evening when we're looking at the park and the multi-purpose use of this park, this green area, and convert it to a park, again it has to do with people, that they could bring people together.
The Public Utilities Commission continues to drive changes for Belize's utility and ICT sectors by creating new regulations and updating existing laws and rules to elevate the legal framework for water, telecommunication, and electricity. Overall, our work at PUC allows for better protection of consumers and the environment, a comprehensive integration of renewable energy sources into the national power grid, assures businesses continuity of utilities, promote competition and investments, and enhances national development in Belize. PUC, transforming the utility and ICT sectors by modernizing the regulatory framework.
A group of police officers from the Belize and Cayo districts are currently taking part in a week-long sign language training. While in country there is a small number of persons who communicate through sign language, the police department finds it imperative for officers to be able to communicate with them whenever the need arises. In this case, 30 officers engage in the training, which has been in the pipeline for some time now.
Well, it's a week of training in sign language. We found it necessary because there are many times, and if you notice here, we have the community policing officers and we also have the officers from the family unit. Those are the ones who take complaints of a sexual nature from victims. So it's important for them to be able to speak with these people who are have hearing impairment, who are mute. So if we are to truly be policing the entire population, we have to include those with special needs. And our officers, it's long in coming. We've been trying for some years now to try to get this training up. But thankfully to the staff at Stella Maris for supporting us. Police officers have a duty of care to the entire population, not just a small cross section of the community, but all of the community across the country. So we have to train our officers in sign language to hear from these people, to speak with them, and we want to know if they are harmed, if they are in fear, if they've been hurt. We need to know that as law enforcement, and then this initial phase is just an introduction, but as you saw earlier, they've learned a lot in just 2 days. But the real end product that we want to see is for these officers to get further training so that they could probably take a statement from a victim. Because, for example, I think about 2 things: immediacy and inclusivity. Immediacy, because when a victim is hurt, we don't know what time it will be of the day, so it could be at night, and officers need to be able to respond to it adequately. And inclusivity, I mentioned it earlier, and I do care to mention it again. Inclusivity, all the members of our community, whether you have a special ability or not, we must be able, as law enforcement, to address the needs of all citizens, of all the population.
The sessions are being facilitated by Erlet Thomas, a retired educator who worked in the area of education for more than 30 years. According to Thomas, while the training is basic, the tools handed down are pivotal for officers.
I think it's very important because I have worked with the Ministry of Education for the past 30-odd years. And one of the things that we would, sometimes we would get children or past students, youths who have been to the police station for a while, and because of the inability to communicate with them, they end up being there for a long while, and sometimes it's something simple that could have been solved just by communicating with them. So I think it's extremely important that the police officers learn how to communicate with people who are deaf, and also to identify when they are deaf so that they can, use whatever they need to use to get a message across to them.
And how do you feel? The officers, have they been receptive to this information, or what do you think?
Oh, definitely. Some of them are enjoying it. Some of them are having a little bit difficulty with exercising their fingers and working with it, but we're here to work with them. Some people, generally, some learn faster than others, and so we have those here, some who are extremely fast and some who are in between, and some who you need to give a little bit of tender loving care for them to learn the sign language. One of the things we did, we tried to look at police terms. Questions like, where do you live? How old are you? What is the problem? things like that, and just basic communication. Just understand that sign language is half of signing, but expression tells a lot. I can ask you what is your name and just ask you what is your name, or I can be forceful and tell you, name please, I want it now. And the expression on your face will tell the difference, and they will know that that is something that they have to do now.
For Rashid Coleman, as Sergeant of Police, the training offers him the opportunity to be more inclusive while in the line of duty.
First of all, it's a very interesting experience. We very much appreciate it. It's an opportunity, actually, and it's very important because at times we do have complainants or victims who come into the unit and they wish to make a report and we're unable at any level to communicate with them. We often have to seek assistance from other entities, and especially if it's on a weekend, we have problem reaching out to them. So with the knowledge that we're gaining here, at least we'll be able to navigate more or less the initial stages.
How easy was it for you to pick up the sign language?
It was pretty easy, actually, surprisingly, yes, very easy. The lecturers are very clear and it's not difficult at all.
What's one thing that you've learned that stood out to you so far that you feel you'll be taking back into your job?
Everything. Everything. We're starting from scratch, and some of us were completely clueless, and so definitely everything.
Unfortunately, the sign language training is being criticized by the UDP's Deputy Chairman, Alberto August, who took to Facebook and described the sessions as a waste of time. Assistant Commissioner and Commander of the National Community Police Unit, Howell Gillett, responded to August. The sign language training for police officers comes to an end on Friday. It is expected that in a few weeks, a level 2 training on sign language will be conducted with the same officers. Globally, the world recognizes the importance of breastfeeding in the month of August. The health sector, both private and public, promote its importance through activities and programs engaging all stakeholders. In Belize, specifically Corozal, today the HECOPAB department and the Corozal Community Hospital held a breastfeeding workshop for healthcare workers. Ctv3 News was there, and Elmer Cornejo brings us that story.
While breastfeeding may not seem as the right choice for every parent, optimal breastfeeding is critical for every newborn. For the Ministry of Health and Wellness, exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months is imperative, since it has many benefits for the infant and mother. With this in mind, the MOHW joins the rest of the globe every year in the month of August to promote the importance of breastfeeding. Today, HECOPAB, which is the education department of the ministry, held a breastfeeding workshop for nurses, community health workers, and patient care employees in Corozal.
Today, we are hosting a workshop on infant young child feeding for healthcare workers. And that healthcare workers are nurses, patient care assistants, some doctors, right? So mostly for health staff. And this is what we are doing on infant young child feeding is we are focusing on the counseling component of when we provide, when we speak to our mothers in regards to infant young child feeding, you know. So this has to do a lot with this month, which we are celebrating Breastfeeding Month, under the theme Closing the Gap, Breastfeeding Support for All.
And why do you find it important to continue the conversation about breastfeeding with health workers and mothers?
Yes, exclusive breastfeeding, we all know that is very important from the 0 to 6 months. And that's when we have to provide the proper nutrition to babies. And we know that exclusive breastfeeding is the best nutrition. And we have been doing this because our breastfeeding rate has been increasing over the years, and we want to keep the momentum increasing.
Breast milk is also an important source of energy and nutrients in children aged 6 to 23 months. It can provide half or more of a child's energy needs between the ages of 6 and 12 months, and 1/3 of energy needs between 12 and 24 months. Breast milk is also a critical source of energy and nutrients during illness and reduces mortality among children who are malnourished. With all these important factors, the Ministry of Health and Wellness promotes creating an enabling environment for working mothers to breastfeed.
We're doing this promotion in the community level, and we also are reaching out to the private establishments, to the workplaces, where we know that support for breastfeeding in a workplace is much needed. So we promote it so that employers can have it in mind and provide the necessary support to their breastfeeding working mothers.
I know that in some workplaces there are employers who allow their mothers to go into a selected room to pump out breast milk. What are your thoughts about that?
Yes, we support that. So what we are calling like wellness corners or breastfeeding corners, and we really support workplaces that do that as well. I mean, that is something very good because it gives time. It gives we provide the time and the space for a breastfeeding working mother, because that creates a challenge at the workplace. You know, you want to do exclusive breastfeeding, so you need that space, you need that time.
All women have a right to a breastfeeding healthcare system, and in Belize, all hospitals are certified as baby-friendly institutions. Elmer Cornejo, Ctv3 News.
The Executive Secretariat of the Council of Ministers of Health of Central America and the Dominican Republic, CE Comisca, in partnership with technical support from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, are currently hosting the One Health Disease Prioritization Workshop for Belize this week. An official opening ceremony was conducted this morning with representatives from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Department of Environment, the Ministry of Agriculture, and the CDC Central American Office. Today's opening ceremony will be followed by a 3-day workshop focusing on human, animal, and environmental health sectors and their contribution to the development of action plans to address priority zoonotic diseases of greatest concern.
We're part of an entire membership within the globally of how we want to prioritize the different illnesses within our own country. Yes, we might be following different illnesses, but definitely when we start to look at the prioritization of illnesses, we can look at different agendas, we can look at the strategies that would be geared towards what we would call under the One Health approach. What this means is that we can now follow diseases, we can put into strategies and monitor these illnesses at the different levels within the different ministries. As we mentioned, we really cannot work alone when it comes to following illnesses and surveillance. It's basically a network. It's basically working under the One Health approach with the different ministries and agencies towards that goal. Well, this has been in discussion for quite some time. I mean, now that we are moving towards following different illnesses, we know that it requires more than just Ministry of Health. As we move towards a lot of zoonotic illnesses, we do know that illnesses are transmitted from an animal source. So definitely working along with different ministries such as agriculture, the environment is necessary. So now that we can start that collaboration between the ministries, that is something that is necessary.
As a partner in the process, the Department of the Environment is also looking at ways it can work along with other stakeholders to identify and ensure that zoonotic diseases are kept at the margin.
The Department of Environment is here participating in a prioritization workshop for the One Health approach to zoonotic issues. Zoonotic issues is the transfer of disease from animal to humans, right? The idea is that everything in the environment is connected, and so as different disease comes up, emerge, and spread, Globally, the scientists and the doctors are looking at the sources of those diseases, and several of those sources comes directly from the environment, in terms of bacteria, microorganisms, animals, etc., that is within the environment. Basically, when the threats of urbanization and development expands, people become exposed to different things within the environment that they were not exposed to before. And so because of these threats, when exposure happens, normally disease could be transmitted from animals to humans through that means.
And this isn't the first meeting, so it's not the first time that DOE is participating, right?
It is not. Actually, the Ministry of Health chairs there is a committee, a One Health committee, and the Department of Environment has a seat on that committee, and we participate through that means.
Surveillance for zoonotic diseases, according to Technical Director for Animal Health at Baja, Roxana Alvarez, is ongoing year-round here in Belize as part of the work carried out by the One Health Committee.
Belize is one of the few countries that actually has a national One Health Committee. And as such, Baja sits and represents the Ministry of Agriculture on the National One Health Committee. It's composed of different ministries. We actually have the Ministry of Health and Wellness. We have representatives from the Department of Environment, Forest Department, Agriculture, including Baja, of course. And what we do is that we meet on a monthly basis and we update each other. We put together plans as to surveillance. What we're doing today is prioritizing zoonotic diseases so that from here onwards we can focus on surveillance across all sectors, environment, Ministry of Health and Agriculture for these diseases.
And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
My name is Stacey Badillo. This is my sister Gina Badillo, and we've been owners of this business for the past 19 years. It is called Purple Passion Studio and Spa, and we're located in Kikaker, Belize. I've been part of the credit union for 12 years, and Gina for 19 years. Professionally, it's allowed us for our business to grow, and our careers has grown as well.
We have had great customer service at Credit Union.
They're exceptional.
Yes.
For this small island, it's very important, but for our small business, it's even more important. It has changed our lives, the lives of our children, of our families.
I highly recommend St. Francis Credit Union to my children, to my family, to my clients, to everyone that is around me, that it's always the number one.
The BTIA Orange Rock chapter does it once again with the 7th Annual Tourism Expo. Come out on Saturday, August 24th, 2024, as of 10 a.m. at the Orange Rock Central Park and get great deals with BMDC, Hello Bali Belize, Enchantment, and much more. Or visit informational booths including BTIA, RFNG, BTB, and Digi. There will be lots of foods and drinks to choose from. Throughout the day, embrace our melting pots of culture with presentations from the Palmar Dance and Cultural Group with their Baile de la Cabeza, and a special demonstration by the Kinich Aha, Pokta Pok team, and a Baile del Machete. Enjoy the dynamic musical entertainment by the Super Furia Band, along with local artists such as Tiny Melodies and Daddy Flow. Ignite your pre-September celebration engine and come out to BTA's Orange Rock Tourism Expo from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday, August 24th. See you there. This event is brought to you in partner by Orange Rock Town Council, Central Communications Company Limited, Diamond Sponsors, Belize Tourism Board, Belize Marketing and Development Corporation. Gold sponsors, DigiOne, Beltrade, Atlantic Bank Limited, Quasar Security Limited, DFC. Silver sponsors, Atlantic Insurance Company, RFNG, Madisco, Zeta Purified Water and Ice, Victoria House Resort and Spa, GS Farm, Program for Belize, Cocina Sabor, Oceana, Panificadora La Popular, and Quartz.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
It's a historic day for Dangriga, for the country of Belize. We have been waiting for 24 years to open this port.
Today, with the collaboration of the government of Belize, I am pleased to welcome you to this groundbreaking ceremony to mark the rejuvenation of the Port of Commerce Bight and the return of commerce through tourism in Dangriga. The reopening of this port under Southern Deep Port Development Limited will see significant employment, planned for over 100 employees during the 3-year construction period and over 60 full-time employees thereafter, impacting the well-being of the Dangriga and surrounding communities.
We brought some consultants from the Bahamas who has done this in several Caribbean islands, and they went all across the country, and when they came back they signaled Commerce Bight as being one of the areas with the greatest potential for packet cruises and nautical tourism.
Any developing country or developed country, for there to be long-term development, there has to be a good port. We're going to work with you, that we're going to ensure that this is a success, because your success is our success, it is Belize's success.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work.
Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
I've been waiting 40 years for this. They called themselves Ghostbusters. According to these hacks, they saved the world. No eyewitnesses. And who is found to carry the torch? Descendants of Egon Spengler. You have a miner hanging out the side of a moving vehicle, firing a laser gun indiscriminately.
Has a proton pack.
It's completely safe.
I wouldn't say completely safe.
The Ghostbusters are finished. Right, well, overruled.
Sustained.
Thank you.
You the weird guy who buys strange old things?
Correct on both counts.
Buddy, you just hit the jackpot.
What is it?
Better question is, what's inside of it?
The parables tell of an unimaginable evil commanding an army of ghosts. With the power to kill by fear itself. Like literally scared to death? We might be looking at a second ice age.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Let's get to work. Can I be of any help? Melnitz in uniform. Yes.
If there's something strange, if there's something weird, who are people gonna call?
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
We're the Ghostbusters. Can I tell you something else? What? Buster makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
Heads up. Tall, dark, and horny at 12 o'clock.
Pro FC 13 is coming to the North on Saturday, September 28. The event takes center stage with a lineup of exciting matches between Belizean fighters and international contenders. The action is going down in Corozal Town with the main event featuring the number one undefeated amateur bantamweight in the region taking on the number one undefeated amateur featherweight in Belize. The vacant Pro FC amateur featherweight belt is up for grabs and a new 145 pounds undisputed champion will be crowned. Today, one of the main event fighters, 21-year-old Javan Rubio, visited our studio as he prepares to take on Jolene Perez on September 28.
My expectations. The way I see it, the first round I'm going to be more like playing around, dancing with him, seeing if he can really move that well. And then if I see any mistakes, in the second round, I'm going to expose it, and might as well just finish the fight right there, and that's it. If it goes the full round, well, that's just how it's supposed to be. But I see it as going the first round, going a little movements, tapping. The second round, I'm going to finish it, and that's my expectations. I decided after I got my victory against Rahib Lambe, after I got the belt, I decided that I like this. I like the belt holding. So I said I got an idea that I want to have two belts. I imagine myself right here and right here holding two of the belts. And then I said, who else have the other one? And I said, Jalen Perez. So I called him out and started to work things out. And then here we are now. We are fighting. So that's going to be good.
Mark the date, September 28, inside the Corozal Civic Center. All the excitement of Pro FC 13.
September 28th, I want everyone to come out. Bring out your children, your family members, your friends, everyone. Just bring them out. It's not all about the fighters or nothing. You could come out and celebrate yourself, just have some free time, entertain yourself. You don't have to be all about the fighters, but come out and enjoy yourself. September 28th, Rubio versus Perez. I'm currently a champion, 4-0, and I'm also a knockout artist, I would say. Two of my hands are really lethal, so I would say come out. You want to see someone get absolutely KO'd, you come out. I'm the main event, so come out and enjoy your night.
A new integrity commission has been established under Section 3 of the laws of Belize. The following persons have been reappointed to serve for a period of 2 years with effect from 1st of April 2024. Andrea McSweeney McCoy, chairperson. Zoe Robertson Zetina, member. Catherine Vanessa Mean, member. Ricardo Ismael Mogel, member. George Randolph Swift, member. Payal B. Ganwani, member. And Jarad Anmar Isigiri, member. The commission consists of 7 members and a chairperson and is tasked with investigating the declared assets and liabilities of elected officials in order to ensure that they are transparent and accountable in regards to their finances. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, August 21st, here on Ctv3 News and Faith FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com Ctv3 Belize News or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.